5:34 p.m. Let's start with roll call. Commissioner Echegon.
Here.
Commissioner Brewer.
Here.
Commissioner Mead.
Here.
I'm Commissioner Couch. I'm here, and absent is Commissioner Clement. First thing we'd like to start with is public comment. I will read a quick excerpt here. Public comment will be in accordance with the attached policy. This time is reserved for members of the audience to address the Planning Commission on items of interest that are not on the agenda and are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the commission. It is recommended that speakers limit their comments to 3 minutes each, and is requested that no comments be made during this period on items on the agenda. The commission is prohibited by law from taking any action on matters discussed that are not on the agenda. Prior to addressing the commission, any handouts for commission will be provided to the commission secretary for distribution of the commission and appropriate staff. The public will have an opportunity to comment on items on the agenda once the item has been called and the chair opens the item to the public. So we'd like to open it to the audience. Anybody has any public comment? You can see there's nobody here. And Christy, you said nobody on right now. Okay. So we'll go ahead and close public comment. Let's go ahead and move to approval of minutes of the regular meeting that was held last month, September 11th, 2023. Commissioners, have you guys had a chance to look over the minutes?
Yeah, if there are no concerns, I'd like to move we approve the minutes.
We have a second.
A second.
Okay, we have a first to approve the minutes by Commissioner Mead and a second by Commissioner Echegon. Let's do vote on it. Commissioner Brewer.
Aye.
I'm Commissioner Couch. I vote aye. Commissioner Echegon.
Aye.
Commissioner Mead.
Aye.
All right, minutes are passed. All right. Next is item number 5, report and recommendation. A request by Master Storage 365, Richard. Sorry about the name. Corrosion partner to extend the approval of major site plan review number 2021-061, which is APN number 024-051-012 and 024-051-013. The project is categorically exempt from the requirements of the California Environmental Quality Act for Class 32, Section 15332. Steve, take her away.
Hi, thank you, Steve Brandt, City Planner. This was a request by the applicant. You had approved this site plan a couple of years ago, and before it expired, they asked for an extension. They are working on making some minor amendments, and we are working with them to determine if those amendments require a new site plan or if they're considered minor. But in the meantime, we wanted to make sure we have this extension so that their original approval would stay intact. So we're recommending approval of the extension. Okay, and the applicant is here.
Now, as I look through this, it seems to be basically the same plan from a couple of years past. It's just an extension. So it's not like we're doing something substantially different. Okay.
You said we have the representative here. Do you have any comments or anything? Oh, go ahead and just step from mic. Sorry.
Essentially, we looked at the site and we're trying to make it, especially for what we felt like would be good for the site and to still allow the driveways the way you saw in the drawing. And what we're finding is we had less square footage, so we're working with them to keep the exact same footprint. But we had to meet with another architectural firm because we wanted to make the structures a little bit different, a little nicer. And that required not just the traditional self-storage facility construction, but it would require actual buildings. And so therefore it took a little bit longer time for the foundation work and for doing elevator systems and to doing other things for the fire sprinklers and having more of the buildings and all that wonderful stuff. And so that's what actually took much longer than we had hoped or anticipated. In fact, we kept communicating with them thinking, oh my gosh, they're gonna do this, but as you know, with the industry right now, it's just tough to get them to do a lot of the stuff quickly. Everybody moves in their own pace, so to speak. And then we had to get vendors that would be able to do all of the things that we wanted to be able to do. So it was kind of shifting that pendulum, so to speak. And the really good vendors, which are great to have, are a little bit more difficult to have timely things done with. But we got a great team together, and so we're very excited. We're submitting, and we've been working with Christy. The staff has been amazing and super helpful, so we appreciate it. And we've loved being a part of the Lemoore community anyway with our existing facilities, so we're even more excited. We've been telling our tenants we're going to be doing this, so they're like, "When is it going to come? When is it going to come?" And people come there, "When is it going to come?" We're like, "Oh my goodness!"
Can we ask the same question? When is it going to come?
So we told them today. I talked to the contractor who's Unanimous Construction, and they said that they've talked again to for the three things that they're waiting for. The basic is the foundation of structural plans. So the guy said it would take approximately 3 more weeks, and now we've been working for at least 7 or 8 months with them. And it's Border Construction that's doing it. We tried to keep a lot of this stuff local, thinking that it would be really nice and be able to support local areas. So they're telling us that we'll be able to submit probably in the next 4 to 5 weeks by the time the architect gets it and then puts it all together. Then hopefully it'll go quickly through the city. Our financing we already had in place, and I talked to them again just today, and they said they're still good to go. So and they already know our new costs and our new. So we're really hoping that we could make it go quickly. That's what our goal is.
All right. Thank you. Any questions? Okay.
Thank you.
And we will quickly open it for public discussion. I'll see anybody in the audience. Christy, the first online. All right. Close public comment, item number 5. Commissioners, anybody like to make a motion on item number 5?
I'll go ahead and make a motion that we move to adopt resolution number 2023-14 to approve the 1-year extension for the major site plan review number 2021-06 city company entitlements in accordance with the findings and conditions in the resolution.
Right. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. We have a first and a second. Let's take a vote. Commissioner Echegon,
Aye.
Commissioner Brewer,
Aye.
Commissioner Mead,
All right.
and I'm Commissioner Couch, and I vote aye as well. It is passed. All right, thank you. We will move on to item number 6. Consideration of resolution number 2023-14, approving amendment to conditional use permit number 2022-01, amendment to administrative use permit number 2022-01 and 2022-02, and modification of major site plan review number 2022-01, etc. Steve, take her away.
Thank you, Chairman. Just of note, the applicant is, just to say the applicant is online, so when public hearing opens. This is an amendment to a package of approvals that you approved, and there's a typo. You approved it August 8th, 2022, not 2023. So a little over a year ago, this was approved. It's got a PowerPoint for, so this is a package of permits, but all for the same site, the same project. I'll tell you a few things about it. It's 2.29 acre site on the southwest corner of Bush Street and 19th Avenue. The DaVita dialysis is directly to the west of the site, and the Dollar General is directly to the south. So this site plan is designed so that there would be cross access to both of those sites. There was a cross access and parking agreement set up. It was originally set up for DaVita to apply to all the sites in this commercial area. And then Dollar General confirmed it again and reported that against all the properties. So there's existing parking and cross-access easement that applies to all the properties. So that what that basically means is legally, a customer from Dollar General would be able to drive through this proposed site to get to Dollar General. And then any customer could park in any of the spaces. So that basically it gets the businesses to get along with each other and treat it as a one shopping center. Right. The second would be so this is the site plan. There's two businesses. There's the car wash and a convenience store with a gas station. The previous site plan that we approved also had a restaurant. So they're taking the restaurant out and reconfiguring the site. In staff's opinion, this is, even though we don't have the restaurant, this is a better site plan. I think that the driveways flow better. The drive access point on 19th Avenue is farther away from the intersection, so that's better. You still have the cross access to the other businesses. And so, and the main one is that the car wash is now farther away from the residential area. And I know you had a condition on the previous approval about putting up a wall to block the sound. We don't think we need that now because of that. Really, this is a much better configuration. As I said, we do lose the restaurant, but Christy and I have been working with the owners of the site that's still vacant, and they are looking at putting in some drive-through restaurants in that site. So that we may actually get some restaurants in there after all. There's also, if you go to the next page, there's a parcel map. Parcel map is basically takes the site, divides it into two sites so that the car wash could be sold separately from the convenience store gas station. So they can be sold or leased separately then. But the cross-access easements would still all apply. There's Christy's got there's elevations, showing the architectural elevations. These are the design of the buildings is staying the same as what it was before. So they'll have a similar design. They're separate businesses. The convenience store plans to sell alcohol, and so part of the CUP approval would include making findings that it's appropriate to have alcohol at that location. And making the findings that there's no parks or schools or religious land uses within 500 feet of the site. One of the things, I think we put on the record is that 19th Avenue may have a median in it someday. And so that new drive approach would then turn to a right in, right out at that point. But most likely, if you're putting a median, you'll probably then allow, it'll probably designed to allow for U-turns. So we have to go make a U-turn or they can turn left onto 19 from Bush. So, or they could go enter at the Dollar General drive approach because the median probably, I don't think we'll go that far back, but we'll see what the future brings. So we're recommending approval of both the CP parcel map and the site plan with the administrative use permits for the drive-throughs. So there's two separate resolutions. We're going to keep them separate to separate the conditions from the parcel map, the conditions from the CP. So there's two resolutions in the packet to approve this project. Questions?
I recall during this discussion, it was not just concern about that beginning to be a dirt berm between the car wash and the residential area, but also the necessity for EV charging in the gas station. I don't see that anywhere in here. What's the status of that?
We didn't talk about that. However, I do know that the California Building Code now requires a certain amount of EV.
And we don't have anywhere near that amount in Lemoore.
You'll need 8 of them.
What's that?
You'll need 8 EV charging stations.
Is that 8 additional or 8 in addition to the 4 that we have?
Sorry, I just went over something like this. It's the Cal Green Code.
Yeah.
So there's 8 between 25 and 51 parking spots or something like that. I have to look it
Really?
up, but
Yeah.
I think it's 8, but it doesn't, you don't have to add that, of course, to what you have. You just got to run the conduit.
Right.
Just,
That's right.
yeah, that's all you got to do is make it.
But
You have to run the conduit so that if you want to. put
Yeah,
them in,
and they do that when they run the parking lot. You just,
but this is the time to run the conduit.
yes.
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 It really is.
Required. to put the building permit.
Right. They'll have to do that thing. Makes it easier when they're ready to do it. I remember, Steve, it was one of you came up with the idea of why don't you just turn that car wash? And they ended up doing it.
And they
So
ended up
good
doing it.
job.
Yes, so it's a much better
We did
design.
talk about that.
Yeah, you did. Because we had a gentleman here that was concerned. He lived right across the street,
Right.
the noise from the dryers. So I like this layout. Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
So
No,
Steve,
and I like the artist conception of the buildings, the way they look. They're very nice. I think it's kind of a forward-looking thing for Lemoore. We need that for what we've had. And so I'm really good to go with this as long as we kind of address that EV thing that we're short of.
Steve, just out of curiosity, you said that they might entertain a restaurant later. And then where would they be thinking of putting that?
It would probably be west of DeVita, between DeVita, Dialysis and Acacia Street.
Oh, over there. Okay.
Yeah, it'd be a future thing.
Yeah. Okay,
Because normally, I think last time, wasn't it up in the top right corner
was-
that it's
yeah.
gonna go?
Yeah.
And now that's where the island is for the
Yeah.
canopy.
yeah,
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
So I think the gas islands area got bigger, and to be honest, the site was really tight before.
It was.
So this is a much better design.
Yeah. And Steve, I apologize. If you guys you're wanting us to approve the lot split, these will be 2 separate buildings. You actually won't need 8 each one. If it's less than 25, it's in Cal Green. It's a little table in there. You might need less than 8. I think it's 4 or
okay.
something. Yeah. I misspoke. So.
Well, even 4 would double what we had in the
Right.
right.
One. Yeah, yeah.
Leave that to building department to interpret.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna open it up for the representative if he has anything that he wants to add.
Yes, good evening, Chair and Commissioners and Mr. Brandt and Lemoore staff. My name is Orlando Ramirez. Can you hear me okay?
Yes,
Oh, perfect. So after approval in August of 2022, I was a representative at that time as well. We took our project back with approval. We were very happy with that, so thank you very much. But in doing so, we also heard the concerns of the resident across the street and how this site was a little tight. So we thought we better retweak this thing. So we hired a new architect who had a greater vision and understood the complexity of circulation, internal flow, and how the fuel pump delivery services would work. So we went back to the drawing board and redesigned the site. Unfortunately, yes, the restaurant of 3,500 square feet had to go away at this time, but it provided for, as you are aware, greater internal circulation, better opportunity, bit more open space. So we think it's a better project. We felt that even though that restaurant was slated for the east side, the owner, Jay Verk, also acquired the western parcel, the one that is on the west and on the south. It does a flag lot shape. So he acquired those 4 acres recently. So there's additional opportunities there for more commercial development there and to try to build some sort of cohesive development. With the new about 4-acre parcel acquisition, they created greater future development opportunities for the entire block. So the applicant, the brokers, and the city's economic development team have engaged in several discussions that include potential hotels, 10 to 20,000 square feet of retail, fitness, medical facilities. There's a lot going on, a lot of discussion. So the owners are working with staff on different scenarios and have submitted concepts that are currently under review for future presentation to the commission. In summary, the convenience store and the car wash footprints have changed very minor. I believe the car wash remains the same, but the convenience store added approximately 300 square feet. The amendment was requested to revise the site for greater traffic flow, as we indicated. The project is now more fluid and revised with the purchase of an adjacent abutting property. This creates opportunity to more comprehensive, seamless accessibility, some common landscaping, shared parking, and some of the same architectural elements. You indicated last year and even tonight that you really like that architectural elevation. We're pretty proud of that as well. And we've spoken to Surf Through and the convenience store operators, and they are on board to develop it as presented and are looking forward to having this be the showpiece for the city of Lemoore. This will set the standard for how development looks at the city of Lemoore in the future. So we're pretty excited about it. So we thank you for your consideration of this amendment and ask for your continued approval as it's presented.
You guys are okay? I'd like to open it to the public real quick and then we can ask questions. Okay. At this time, we'd like to open discussion for item number 6 to the public. And we don't see anybody here. And Christy, again, nobody. Okay, we will close the public comment on this. And commissioners, any questions, concerns?
Not really any concerns or questions, but like Commissioner Mead said, I remember when we looked at it the first time with the restaurant there and how congested everything looked and getting in and out was a concern and traffic getting backed up on the 19th. And with it being open now, I think anybody that had a concern with that last time should feel a lot better about it. It's a lot nicer. It's not so clumped together. It's spread out a little bit.
Steve, Christy, were notices sent out to the property owners like normal? Everybody, okay,
Yes.
I was just wondering. Okay, great. Will these businesses operate as separate businesses since the lots are being split, or are they kind of,
Probably so.
probably separate? Okay. I don't have anything else.
I concur with Ray's comments. I think it's a better plan. It's a better movement. It's appealing. And if we address that EV issue, I'm behind this thing.
Okay, with that said, we have a motion. First to approve item number 6.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution number 2023-15. Approving the amendment to the conditional use permit number 2022-01. Modifications to the major site plan review number 2022-01 and amendments to the administrative use permits numbers 2022 -01 and 2022-02 in accordance with the findings and the conditions in the resolution. Oh, yes, yeah, yes. We'll do it separate, or can we do it as one?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay,
Oh, okay.
so, and also to approve the resolution number 2023-16, approving the tentative parcel map number 2023-01 in accordance with the findings and conditions in the resolution.
We have a second.
I'll second that.
Very good. All right, we'll do a vote. Okay. Commissioner Echegon,
Aye.
Commissioner Mead,
Aye.
Commissioner Brewer,
Aye.
and I'm Commissioner Couch, and I vote aye as well.
Thank you.
Motion passed. Thank you.
Thank you very much and good night.
Thank you. All right, we'll move on to item number 7, director's report. Would anybody like to do the director's report?
So 39 Watha Castanos project that we brought to you in September for the subdivision off of Bush. South between 198 and Bush.
They're tearing the orchards out.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
subdivision there. that
we're
we-
tearing them out.
Above the city council approved. So it's not, that's not what I have.
I went down there the next day to show my wife what it was. It was this big tractor out there pulling trees out of that orchard. I said, we just said yes last night. Hasn't even gone to the city council yet. So
That's confidence.
that's confidence. Yeah.
All right. Moving on to item number 8, commissioner reports or requests from commissioners.
I do have a question that has to do with the recycling bins that used to be available all the time. Then it was once a month and once a week, and now it's once a month. And they haven't been out there for 2 months now in the city yards. Is that a deliberate act that we can no longer recycle on the city yards? Those big green bins are gone. They haven't been there for well over a month.
They're there. I think they dropped them off the third. Seems like the third Thursday of the month, and then they picked them up the following. So they're only out there for a week. Something like that.
The third Thursday of the month.
I believe they dropped them off the third Monday and picked them up that Thursday. You might call Public Works to make sure. that
I'll
it's
try and find out, right, so. Because our recycling place on 19th will not take cardboard. So there's no place to go except out to the city dump. You gotta pay for it out there. Let's drive out there and do it. Okay, thank you.
Anything else, commissioners? All right, real quick, I'd like to say something. I know nobody's here, but you never know, somebody might watch the YouTube video. To the public, I say, put applications in for, we have 2 vacancies on this commission. It is a great way to serve your fellow citizens of Lemoore. It's a wonderful thing. And it's just great. It's once a month and we get together and just talk about and see the change that's happening. Appreciate Christy and Steve. We appreciate you guys making the trips out here. You guys do a great job and everything. And congratulations to Christy on your new hours. Oh my gosh. All the people in Hanford were not happy, but anyways. Oh,
No, but
yeah, you go ahead.
I guess that means we're not going to
Bragging rights.
get the agendas Friday afternoon in the future, right?
We will be getting Thursday.
Thursday,
Yeah.
correct?
Starting the 16th, I believe, of October, we're going to 4/10. So we'll be closed, offices will be closed on Fridays. And this is an attempt, it's for a 6-month trial period to, everything will be shut down, no one's allowed in the building. We're going to see how much money we can save. So it's a budget thing, but
Other services will continue on as
yeah, I
Like
mean, things. will
street sweeping and trash
continue
pickup, all of that
on
stuff?
with the
Okay.
sort of things, so, kind of excited.
Congratulations. Okay, well, with that, we will close 6:04 PM.